Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're just be doing a quick guide and just some general tips on how to store product, how to store cards, and just a quick tutorial on a bunch of small stuff that maybe if you're newer to the hobby you don't completely understand. So singles are most often stored in top loaders. Now to get cards out of top loaders, there's a certain technique that you want to employ. You don't really want to like try and pry it open with your hands. I've seen people do that. Not the biggest fan of that. What you typically want to do is you want to take your hand and you just, right? The card will come out, hopefully. And then it kind of came out a little bit there. You can be more gentle if you want, but typically it's going to be at the bottom, right, of this penny sleeve. So this is what is in the card. I usually just push down very lightly to get it out. Take it out. One of my favorite cards, if you couldn't tell. And then you want to look at the back. If you're inspecting for grading, you can check out any defects. This one is pretty lightly played, maybe moderately played. And so that's how to take a card, out of a penny sleeve and out of a top loader. To put it back in, just slide it in. I tap a couple times and voila. So top loaders, pretty self-explanatory. Then you can get to grading cards, which will come back like this inside of a plastic slab if you use PSA. And if you want to send them to PSA, you have to use a very specific type of storage. If you want to send stuff to PSA, you need to put them in these kind of card savers is what they're called. So you want to slide them in and they're in the penny sleeve. You want to slide them in here. Just put whatever you want. This isn't actual stuff I'm going to grade. Just some random stuff that I end up storing like this. Or sometimes if you buy them at card shows, they'll already be in this. To get them out, I find the best way is actually to just pry them open. Use your kind of like your index and thumb. This is a $5 card, don't worry. You want to hold it open like this, use your index and thumb, slide it out, pretty easy. And then again, you can take it out like that. Miriam is a very nice trainer. I collect trainer cards. And then to put it in, this kind of like scared me at first when I was first doing it, but it's pretty simple. You just want to slide it in after opening it, and voila, there you go. You're ready to send it into grade. In terms of actually submitting cards to PSA, lots of people have already made videos on that. I do it through my LCS. I do it through my local card shop. They take care of it, and yeah, they haven't missed any packages. There's no problems. I haven't heard any things like of getting it stolen, things like that. I've heard some crazy stories online. Nothing has happened at my local card shop, so I keep using them. You can also get card guards. Now these can go for a pretty penny, but I bought these for $1 each. Now you can buy like cheap card guards like these, right? They just kind of go over stuff. This is my PC. And these are pretty simple, right? You can also get stuff on Etsy. I got this custom kind of like metal case for my Magikarp. Kind of extends the backdrop. I really like it. Again, this is a Japanese Magikarp, but sadly not in English. But I think it looks pretty good. Now the last thing I see people using are mag cases. These are magnetic cases, as you can see. So the way you take them out is usually there's like a latch at the top for the magnets. So you just kind of pry it open and then take the card out. There you go. This is a Shaman X and Y promo. Very cool. I love the Rayquaza in the background, the Mega Rayquaza. Very cool card. Not good enough to send into grading, but I would say still somewhat near mint. There's a lot of whitening on the bottom. Maybe lightly played. But anyway, that's just for singles. For sealed, which we'll move on to now, I prefer different methods. For stuff that's lower tier, but still somewhat high tier, bubble wrap is a great alternative. I just stack these ETBs with some like very simple bubble wrap in between of them in plastic containers that I put in my closet. I'll show you that later, but yeah, some simple bubble wrap is really easy. But if you really want to get fancy with the ETBs, you could get some acrylic cases. I've seen people use like Target cereal boxes before, but I don't have any and I can't find them in stock on Target. And people are like reselling those serial ETB holders on eBay. It's really dumb. I'm not gonna buy into that. If you're gonna charge some premium on a cereal box, I'm just gonna buy a nicer acrylic case. I don't have many of these. I think I only have like 4. For my 151 PC ETB, obviously, like Evolving Skies, Pokemon Center, just some like the more expensive ETBs. Recently, this Hidden Fates one, and obviously I also use acrylic cases for booster boxes. So for anything over, $500, I throw it in an acrylic case just because I feel like that's a lot of money to just have lying around. And when you see, I only do it for really minty boxes. Like I have duplicate boxes for some of these older, Sword and Shield sets. I put those in plastic containers, but for the bigger heavy duty ones, yeah, I mean, I gotta put Evolving Skies in one of these, right? Especially if it's in really pristine condition, really minty box. And if you're curious, this is what I use for, my duplicate boxes. This one's actually still in also pretty decent condition. But yeah, this is what I use for my Brilliant Stars box. I have it in like a plastic container. I don't have any of my Scarlet and Violet in any plastic. It just has a bit of bubble wrap. But for the older stuff, I put plastic. I might start plasticing up my Paldea Evolved. We'll see. Yeah, anyway, let's take you guys to where I keep my cases. So, if you are curious where I keep my cases, I have tons of product kind of stacked here. You can see Destiny Rivaled, you can see some Paldea Evolved. But this, as you can see, is where I keep my cases. I put a layer of styrofoam, then I put a bunch of bubble wrap, and then I put kind of this like film that doesn't that causes more friction. This is definitely more than you need to do, but I like having that extra protection for the booster box case. I like having minty cases as well, just in case that does end up increasing the premium. Remember, if you're going to really hold for the long term, you want things to be as in good condition as you can keep them. Ideally, you're buying stuff that will stay in good condition for a long time. In terms of the internals of boxes, see, I just have some simple bubble wrap. I usually just have some bubble wrap on the top to stop the lid from poking in and hitting any of my product. That's usually it. There's not much really expensive stuff in here. If you're curious, just some Evolving Skies ETBs, Prismatic. Evolving Skies is pretty big now. Galarian Birds tins, some 151 bundles, Obsidian Flames, ETB, yeah, just some regular stuff in there. So I just throw a bit of bubble wrap on top and call it a day. But that's how I keep my setup looking. Let me know how you guys do it yourself. And honestly, the only thing I hate about these acrylic booster boxes is that they look so damn good and they keep your product looking so clean. I just don't know where to get them for cheap. Like, I'm buying them on eBay for 20 bucks, which I don't think is a good price. I'm sure I can get this extremely cheap. I don't have many of these. I only have like 3, and I only have it for the more expensive stuff. If you guys know where I can get more of these, like just a lot of them, let me know for cheap. Before we end the video, I just want to thank Nanju, I believe it's pronounced, for recommending this idea on how to store your stuff. Again, guys, if you have any questions about Pokemon investing, let me know down in the comments. I will earnestly let you know if I have a solution for that or if I've done that myself. A lot of times you guys give me questions that I've never really thought about, and then I end up making videos on them, which is cool. So please, love your insights, love your comments, keep leaving them down below. And yeah, make sure to leave a comment on what I should make videos on next. Anyway, I'll see you guys later.